Hi guys, it's Mr. B here, and today I'm going to be looking at sentence starters. I'm going to be looking at these because being a teacher, sometimes when I read people's work, it's let down, it's not as creative and doesn't drag me in as much because they start the sentences in the same way all the time. That's normally using a, and, the sort of articles and indefinite articles, or even using pronouns like he, she, they, okay, we. And when they're used all the time, it gets repetitive and it sort of makes the reader not care as much about the story. So it's I did this, I did that, he went there, she did this, they did that, the dog did this. And it just repeats all the time, and it's not the best by writing. To make our writing more creative and to drag it in, we can change the different starts of our sentences in order to get the reader more interested. Today I want to show you 6 different ways you can start sentences, and if when you're writing you use all these different varied ways of starting your sentences, it should hopefully make your writing a lot more eye-catching and grab the reader and keep them interested in your writing a lot more. Okay, now the first one that we're going to look at is starting your sentence with a subordinating clause. Now, if you're not sure what a subordinating clause is, if you look up there, you click on there, you can look at my video on main and subordinating clauses. That will give you more in depth of what they are. But simply, it's a clause that doesn't make sense on its own, and it normally starts with a subordinating conjunction such as because, although, if, as. If you Google online subordinating conjunctions, you should see a big list of different ones that you can start up with. So, as an example, we've got a simple sentence here, I went home, starting with our pronoun. So we're going to change this, we're going to add a subordinating clause at the start to change the way this sentence starts. So, now we've got, because it was cold, I went home. Okay, remember, we've got a comma at the end of our subordinating clause as well, but that adds more information, and it means we're starting, telling the reader the information straight away, rather than just saying, I went home. Okay, so we can start our sentences with a subordinating clause. We could use other ones. So because it was cold, I went home. Although I didn't want to, I went home. As I was finished my work, I went home. Lots of different ways to start the sentence there. Let's look at our next way to start a sentence. So the next way that we're going to look at that you can start your sentence is using a fronted adverbial. Again, if you're not sure what they are, if you have a look in that corner, look at my fronted adverbials video, it'll tell you exactly how they are, how they use them, and what fronted adverbials actually do. Okay, it's basically in a quick going over, simple going over. It's an adverb that we put at the front of the sentence. Okay, so you got a sentence here. He hid until they were gone. Okay, what we've done is we've added fronted adverbial, so we're not starting with a pronoun again, which can get boring, we use them all again, like we've said. And we've got sneakily, he hid until they were gone. So it's telling us how he's hid, and it gives a bit more information about how the action in the sentence is being performed. Using fronted adverbials can really, again, drag the reader in, give them more information, and keep them reading. Let's look at another way to start a sentence. So the third way we're going to look at how you can start your sentences is starting it with a feeling, okay? Now, we've got a sentence here, they looked everywhere for their dog. And what we're going to just do is put a feeling at the start with our comma to break it off from the main clause, and then repeat the sentence afterwards. So worried, they looked everywhere for their dog. Okay, so it helps us connect more with our characters, let us know how they're feeling. As well as that, a lot of people think, oh, well, what's the difference between adverbs? And they put worriedly, they look everywhere for their dog. If you're using an adverb, worriedly, it talks about their action. So the way they look at it is, you can see that they're quite worried. Now, when we say worried, they look for everywhere for their dog, they might be quite calm, they might be quite good at looking for their dog in a pressureful situation even, okay? So they might not be worriedly looking for the dog, but they are worried. So it tells us how the character's feeling, not necessarily how they acted. Because we could have something like worried, he kept his calm. Okay, so that means it's not how they're doing the action, it's how they're actually feeling that. So it's quite different, and this is a really good one to let your characters really connect with your reader. Let's look at the fourth way that we can start our sentences. Now, this way that we can start our sentences is by using a verb that ends in ing. Okay, so no verbs that we're doing words. So we've got a sentence here, they did their homework all day. All we need to do is to add at the start of the sentence a verb that ends ing with our comma. Okay, so here we've got sulking, they did their homework all day. And this can let us know a little bit more information about, again, what's happening in the main clause. So we could have, he went for the bus. We could have running, he went for the bus. Walking, he went for the bus. And it gives us different information because those two different words completely change the way the character's acting in that sentence. And again, means we're not starting with a pronoun, we're starting with a different word that'll make the reader not bored of reading the same things over and over again. Now let's look at another way we can use our sentence starters to make our writing better. Now, another way that you can start your sentences in order to vary your writing is to use either a simile or a metaphor to start there. Okay, so we've got a simple sentence here, she entered the arena. Now, what I've done is I've had a simile at the start, as brave as a lion, she entered the arena, okay? And that really gives us more information about the character, how they're feeling, what type of person they are. Because on the flip side, we could change that. It could be as timid as a mouse, she entered the arena. And that completely changes the sentences. So adding this more information keeps the reader involved, paints a better picture for the reader in their head, and that's why we use them. Again, it's got a comma to separate it from the main clause of it. So everything that we've looked at so far that we add at the start of the sentence is sectioned off with a comma even, okay, to separate it from the main clause of the actual sentence. Now the next way that we're going to learn is going to be the last way, and with that one is one of the only ways where we don't use the comma with these type of sentence starters to start it. So let's have a look at that. And this is the last way that we're going to look at to start your sentence to make sure we've got lots of variation there, okay? And this is simply starting your sentence with a noun or an adjective. Like I said before, articles and pronouns can be used a lot of the time to start sentences, and simply using a noun or an adjective to start your sentence can change it up and make it a little bit more interesting. I haven't used the example that we're going to change here because this one works a little bit different. But if we look here, we've got rainbows, which is a noun. Rainbows filled the sky. And on this example, we've got our adjective, magical stars stared down on them. Okay, now they seem like, oh, well, that's an obvious sentence to do, but many people might write 2 rainbows filled the sky or a rainbow filled the sky. Again, it means we're starting the same way that we're starting a lot of our other sentences. Some stars stared down at them. The stars stared down at them. Again, we're using the pronouns that we're using for a lot of them, or we're using articles. Whereas if you have magical stars stared down at them, it gets the reader more involved. When you start with these nouns and you start with these adjectives at the start, that there are times when you're really pulling that reader in. When you say magical stars stared down on them, night light shone from the window. Okay, and using that with the start of lots of sentences, it really starts to build a picture, and this is really good for help creating a scene in people's minds. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the video and it helps you improve your writing by varying your different sentence starters. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up just down there, and if you need any help at all or anything like that, leave it down in the comments or leave a message on my Twitter or my Facebook page, and I can see if I can help you out there. Again, obviously, if you found this helpful and you know anybody else that would use it, please share it. And of course, if you want any more help with your homework, anything like that, subscribe to the videos. I do put lots out there to try and help you guys, and hopefully we can help as many people as we can now. Until next time, see you later.